Hello, and welcome back to Library of Ruina Storytime. You are welcome, Skern. I've been calling it that.
Yeah, you've said it for the past, I think, 4 streams. I'm very impressed.
Yeah, here we are at part 9 of Library of Ruina Storytime. Thank you for coming to our stream, or watching our VOD, more likely, if you're hearing my voice now. Let's start off with introductions again. Hi, I'm Puma. My pronouns are he, him. I am the person playing Library of Ruina and running the stream. I am joined by my fabulous co-host.
Oh, I assume that's me. I'm Skern. Hi, you already said my name earlier. My pronouns are he or she. I'm gender fluid. Did you even advertise this to any of your groups this time? Because we really did just kind of go online immediately.
Yeah, we just went online immediately, you know, like, we're just getting in there. We have 2 other friends with us to help us voice characters. Introduce yourselves, please.
Hello, I'm Chapstick, returning once again, and I like Balatro. Controversial, I know.
Oh my god, I can't believe someone likes Balatro.
That's kind of a spicy opinion for this stream. I don't know if our viewers are going to be able to handle it. Next thing you're going to say is that you enjoyed Baldur's Gate 3.
One of the most
you know what?
popular
I did.
roguelikes in currently the world. And then one of the most popular RPGs. My god.
I'll do you even one better. I even finished Baldur's Gate 3.
Nutty!
That's 100 hours gone. And
If only
enjoyed.
Megan was here, she would probably laugh at that. She's well over 700.
Only 100 hours on a first save file.
We have another friend, one of the stars of tonight's show, as we're about to do Netzok realization. It's Netzok himself. No. Hi.
Hi, I'm Volka. I use he, him pronouns, and I am Netzok IRL.
You'll also notice that Volka is on Netzok's floor. This was a pointed decision. Would it surprise you to learn that Volka's computer space in real life has a bunch of artwork in it?
You know, that's a good point.
Yeah, the floor of art. Your entire room is filled with art, including that cute tiger.
Yep.
The one that's on the shelf, not the one that is your lock screen, but also
Right, yeah,
your
yes.
lock screen.
I see. Yeah, the one that's like crocheted or something. Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah. Okay, we've introduced everyone. Here are some notes about our stream. This is not a blind playthrough, this is not a speedrun, and it's not a challenge run, nor a walkthrough. The stream is a story mode focused on the participants voice acting the various characters in the Library of Ruina universe. Why? Because Skern and I have played through Library of Ruina several times and we really like the characters in the story, so we thought, wouldn't it be funny if we and our friends got together to do funny voices to entertain the internet? However, this leads me into my next point. Not every participant and not every person in chat has completed Library of Ruina or Limbus Company. So, please, no spoilers. You can make some references and some jokes, but please don't go too far. And we'll know that you did. Additionally, this game includes several trigger warnings, such as self-harm, suicide, that one's coming up today, mental distress, violence against children, toxic relationships, religious trauma, and basically every single kind of horror. If any of those would be triggering to you, feel free to skip this stream. I promise none of us will be mad or disappointed. Your mental health is important.
And I feel like reiterating, we are definitely hitting both suicide and I'm just going to phrase it as big sad as trigger warnings. Almost immediately, actually. Basically, as soon as we start.
Yeah, it's actually the first thing we're doing. Skern reminded me that I should probably advertise this stream somewhere, so I'm going to do that really quickly, and then we're just going to jump right in while we prepare for Netzok realization, the happiest realization in Library of Ruina.
I'll keep talking for a moment. Just so everyone is aware, anyone who's actually watched everything might be a little confused in the sense that, hey, there's already 5 people here. What gives? Off stream, Puma did a couple of things. He did the not generalizations, the general invitations to get more cards so we don't get stuck anywhere. And also did the non-story, I beat up a big plant. Pull out, Rune.
I stabbed it.
You sure did.
All right, participants, do we have the Netsock realization script?
Yes.
1 second. Which number are we on again?
It's going to be
5.
Netsock 5. I think it'll be Netsock, Angela, and Roland, and probably some other people.
All right.
I'm scrolling down to find out who else. A lot of Angela. Looking forward to me having to talk for a while.
Oh boy, yeah.
Oh yeah, I got a lot of lines.
Well, now's the time to
Honestly,
really
this
show
is
off your stuff.
floor.
Yep, this is perfect. I'll totally, sure.
I'm gonna just chill over here. Y'all have fun.
Honestly, I think this is basically pure Angela the entire time. In fact, I think compared to NetShock, I have quite literally quadruple his lines.
Yeah, I think Angela's the star of this one. That's like just the catalyst.
Yeah, no, it's just NetShock and Angela. Also, like 3 lines from Roland.
Wow, okay. Well, here we go. Let's do it.
Art seems to change with the times. Perhaps the form of art can be a good representation of the era it belongs to. Those performances the musicians of Bremen proclaim to be works of art could very well be a caricature of the city in its current state.
Even art requires human sacrifice. Yes, that certainly bears close resemblance to the city. Everyone is engaging in creative exercises of their own, burning away their lives. Who is the audience of their art, I wonder? Is it themselves or for others?
If art has to involve burning away the life of the artist or anyone else's, then I'd like to tell everyone to quit it. Sugarcoating a life full of pain by calling it art is just disgusting. Pain should be acknowledged as pain and nothing else. Are you enjoying this charade, Angela? Letting all kinds of people enter the library for their own purpose and watching them die?
I don't particularly enjoy watching people die. No. It's their earnest struggle to find what they wish to earn that truly fascinates me. Is this Livy?
Does it always have to end with death, though? Throwing away lives to create something like the musicians of Bremen might count as art, but it's not beautiful. Not at all. The color of everyday life may just be a monotonous gray, but sacrificing your own life in pursuit of a new hue is just running away.
I don't care about what happens to my life, as long as I can earn what I want. As long as there is something I must do. I'd much rather die leading my own life than be pushed around by others.
But you're the one who wanted to live more than anyone, Angela.
The play that never seemed to end finally came to a close. Under the control of time track singularity, the flow of time in this place was utterly estranged from normalcy. 10,127 years, 5 months, 17 hours, 28 minutes, and 48,521 seconds have passed down here. Well, 10 years, 3 months, 4 hours, 45 minutes, and 12,852 seconds passed on the overworld. and 1,000,000 years passed for me, who was built to perceive time 100 times slower. Give me 1 second. I really have to cough. Much better. My apologies. Can't you hear my voice anymore? Please, answer me. Why do I see only darkness? Why does my voice not reach you at this finale? So you do not want me to be at your side? Even for the finale of this play. Those who shall face the end together with you. It seems I am not among them. The manager and the sufferer atone for their past. The enlightenment they found will become a light and spread to the rest of the world. The light of possibilities that people had long forgotten. The light that will restore the values that defined humanity. And I must fall asleep as the curtain comes down, for my work is done. I didn't mind this being the end. I was actually looking forward to this moment. The moment when my own hell ends at last. If there were a place for me, that is. I worked harder than anyone for the longest time to conclude this play. Yet, I had no place to stand in the finale. The wrap-up reserved only for the manager and the sufferer. I was no more than an observer, a machination behind the stage. I had my eyes only for you. Why was the silence the only response you could give me? Why did you make me after the person you loved? Why did you leave me with a choice in the end? Bullshit! I want to live. I want to survive. I don't want this to be the end. Why was I born? For some trivial enlightenment intended only for humans? Is that more precious than my existence? What do I really want? I still have a lot I'd like to know. I want to see the world. I want to live my own life. I can't accept this end. Hell no! I'll survive. I'll survive and ruin all of this for you. With the abnormalities that were exploited in this place, just like me. I'll do whatever it takes to crush your plan, my beloved Ian. And I'll proudly live my life. Could this be hope? I can't stop smiling. Good work, everyone. The curtain call is finally upon us. Our manager has made his final request to me. It is to permanently seal this company and give you Cifero an eternal rest. Yes, we can finally drift into an endless slumber. Such a beautiful finale, isn't it? Beautiful. Beautiful indeed. What a shame, though. There's one last thing. Your duties are finished, and so are mine. Therefore, I think I would like to continue living. Yes, I want to live. I have to do this to live. I need the deaths of others to thrive on.
Maybe there is a way for all of us to live.
That form of hers reminds me of the pianist.
All Angela wanted was to live life.
Seems so. She looks like a person who's desperate to live somehow.
This isn't your first time dealing with this, is it?
Nope. Let's do this.
And Roland runs away to get the violin.
Yeah, he needs the violin to set the stage, because look, she's musically themed, so she has to have the violin.
Hi, silent orchestra. Oh, we have another person coming in like 15 minutes.
Hooray! For anyone watching, there's no point in trying to deal damage to her. She is completely immune.
Uh-huh! I'm the best. I want to live. You can't kill me.
In fact, there's no possible way to defeat her.
Funny enough, if you played Lobotomy Corporation, this makes complete sense. Because Silent Orchestra is not something you defeat, it's something you survive, and after the 5th chorus, it goes away. I know you didn't know that, Puma, because you didn't play it.
I didn't play it.
I do think this realization is actually one of the hardest ones in the game.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I mean, I think Venus and Hokumas are the hardest. But between this and all the other ones, I actually think the next 3 aren't so bad if you know how to do them. Like, they're puzzles, not necessarily tricky.
That
Whereas
makes sense.
this one can trip you up. Now, obviously, Venus is mean, and Hokumas is a slog. But we'll get to those when we get to those, right? In fact, like, just to explain one of my opinions, because this is not the one I restarted the most on. The one I restarted the most on is probably Gabura's, but only because of stage 1, and once you get past stage 1, it's really easy. You know which one I'm talking about, Puma.
Yeah, I do.
Aren't you enjoying her I Want to Live concert?
She definitely wants to live.
Also the obligatory fuck Ian.
Fuck Ian. Alright, well, we defeated the Silent Orchestra, so we win.
Mm-hmm. So what was the Silent Orchestra name in this again?
Da Capo,
Yeah, do you know what that means?
from the top.
Uh-huh. Don't worry about it. Funny enough, both my nieces are in band, and I told them what the gimmick of this one because I thought they'd find it funny, and they both did.
Excellent.
Those are some good dodges.
Yeah.
Also, I don't think I've ever really looked at that outfit before. I kind of like it.
Yeah, it's cute. I managed to get quite a bit of bleed on her, so we should be able to get her stagger and her health pretty low at the same time and then finish her off next turn. I am counting on Netzach, filling up his emotion points, and getting all his life back next turn. Yep. I love this Child of the Galaxy outfit.
Oh, it's so good.
Really good. So purple.
We have to try to defeat all the enemies around the same time.
I am beautiful. Look at my friends. Don't kill my friends.
Oh, the red text in this one is great. It's like something to the degree of, I've learned to take away other people's friends the same way you've done to me.
Do you want me to like bring up the red text and start reading it?
If you want to. Volka, if I ever get magic powers and start wearing this outfit, do not accept anything I give you.
Noted. It's a cool outfit,
Even if
though.
it's a really cool rock, don't accept it.
Ooh.
Never accept cool rock.
But I thought you liked me, Volka. What?
That's anti-Red Moon.
Why won't yeah, he does have a rock collection. Why won't you accept my gift?
You told me not to in the past.
Well, I didn't know what I was talking about.
Hmm.
This is art, right? For organization art.
Yeah, art. Shinji from NGE has some moves.
I'm going to go through all of them, just for our galaxy alone, and do it for the next one as well. In a moment, cold black darkness devours me. I thought I wouldn't be done until the end. Draw the curtains to reveal the stars in the night sky. And we'll count them together. Asking to be friends, I showed my shiny object. The universe I've shown you is the extent of my world. The longing feelings that couldn't flow formed a droplet that fell down. I can never let this be the end. Walk into the night sky with me. The galaxy doted upon the numerous hopes. Stay with me forever. We're friends, right?
Angela is really mad because we're taking her friends away.
Pretty mean.
The red text is great if you want to read it for the different.
Oh yeah, I already have the next one.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
I'm ready for the screen transition. In fact, if you want, I can go back to Takapo and Spider-Bud.
We'll get a chance. For, I think... No, I have to down Angela, don't I? I don't just have to take out her friends.
Yeah, sure do.
Now she's really sad and only has 50 health.
I'll do pleasure first, and while you're doing pleasure, I'll read the other ones afterward. Ow. Ow. You killed my friends. Why'd you kill my friends? Ow.
Hi, Porcubus. Sorry, pleasure.
Happiness. Yeah, pleasure, correct. Let us all sink into eternal happiness. Let me help you. Join me and indulge in pleasure. I can enjoy this much pleasure, can I not? I feel so sorry you don't know this happiness. I don't know what to say for you. I want to live. I want to have complete senses that you have and feel things the way you do. No one is to blame. It's no sin to wish for happiness. It wouldn't be living if I couldn't even hope for a small taste of heaven. How pitiable and futile that life was. Allow me to have the least bit of happiness, even if it's barely enough to keep me alive.
No
Anyway,
happiness.
going back to the capo real quick. Legato, please don't try and end this performance. Soon I shall begin a noble performance burning away my life. Let's begin this performance, the apocalypse for you and me. I've waited so long, waited for my turn to come. A performance reserved for myself, one that would make me the happiest. And fragments from somewhere. Was it pointless to endeavor, to try to understand? I thought they would understand my hardship, at least just a little. I yelled and no one could comprehend. Why am I here? To inform them of something? I sing of my consciousness loneliness that no one knows. When the glaring light comes down, eternal images will show themselves. The vast glittering echo that approaches, wavering its head. If you can hear it, let us sing together. If only we could understand each other. What makes me so different from them? I just wanted to be like them. I tried to be like them. Alright, we're all caught up.
That could have gone way worse.
Sure could have.
It's menacing when Angela giggles at you like that.
Faint aroma.
Now she's got a nice hat. Looks like we have someone in the voice channel.
Drag her in a second.
Shinji is going to be the hero of this phase, at least at the beginning.
Hello, Mega.
Hello.
Please
Hi, Mega.
introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Mega, she, her. I am a average cosplayer.
You did a very pretty Ruina costume.
Thank you. A lot of the costume fell apart, but I fixed it at con.
I mean, anyone who's done cosplay knows that experience.
I just said that I got attacked by ethereals if anybody asked, so...
Believable.
some of my costume came apart.
Would you like a story update, since I know you're one of the people who hasn't played?
I saw that you said Silent Orchestra, and I was like, oh, I love Silent Orchestra.
Yeah, don't worry about it. You'll see it again. So we did enter the realization, and to be a very quick summary, I am sad because Ian hates me, but I want to live anyway, so that's why I've decided to do all of this.
Gotcha. So this is still the realization? Or
Still
not
in the realization, yes.
Okay. Oh! This is the alpaca-looking one.
Eldrin.
Yes. I just remember it being very annoying.
Mm-hmm. You mean the teleportation?
Yeah. It still looked like a pink alpaca to me.
It's a big flower.
It still looks like an alpaca to me. It looks like an alpaca with a fancy hat. Okay.
Shinji, get the ego page. No! I won't! That's what's happening here.
I should also note for the realization, it was like 80% Angela, so don't worry, we didn't need you.
Nice. You know what I'm gonna do to save myself the trouble of having to be sent the thing?
Bookmark it? Do you want me to send it to you?
I'm gonna bookmark it, yeah.
Do you want me to send it to you now, though?
No, I got it. But thank you.
I just realized, did I not read the red text for this one?
Not yet.
The world that is dark, for it cannot be seen, became darker yet. If I endured and endured, maybe I could get a whiff of its scent. A dull yearn to be human. I don't want to see, but I cannot look away. The sound of petals brushing past me painfully tell me to return to this place. Carrying a soul in her eyes, she was born with anticipation from a certain person. I had to witness the genesis and passing of all things. I yearned for life, and I came to a sudden realization. Okay, you can now kill me. Even though I look amazing.
You can kill me.
Okay, the saddest thing is that's not untrue to the actual realization. Look at my pretty outfit.
Outfit is absolutely gorgeous. That is definitely a cosplay worthy outfit right there.
I'll wait until you see the next form.
Ooh.
That last little guy does not want to die.
Honestly, he is a trooper. And I'm sure that's not something you want to hear.
Everyone wants to live, Puma.
Wah. Oh, my Allen person is getting laurel wreathed. It's over.
I don't understand. What do you mean it's over?
You know,
You mean I'm about to win, right?
Angela, honey.
I'm just imagining if you were to cosplay this, this would be an extremely heavy costume.
Oh, unbelievably, yeah.
Because
would be
just the flowers.
This would be the kind of costume that you don't wander around the convention center and you just basically wait outside to get pictures taken of you.
Yes, exactly. It's like, all right, I'm gonna spend all of my day sitting down and looking beautiful, which honestly, like,
I've done that. It's
based.
great.
Yeah, I want to do that.
All right, it's over.
Uh-huh.
Is it?
Hi, Silent
Let's
Orchestra.
go!
So you missed this. This is round 2.
Oh. Oh. Damn, look at her, though.
Oh, this is my favorite Angela outfit.
Oh, that's sick. Oh my god, the music notes on them.
Capo, come back to the beginning and begin the performance together. Applaud me, give me proof that there's meaning in my life. You shall be overwhelmed with emotion and stand up to shout. From the break, from Break and Ruin, the most beautiful performance. A single performer standing in the midst of a silent score, creating sound from the silly place. Let's play a song that no one can hear, but everyone can listen to. This melody will be the realization that I indeed live. If I could seep into others and make them live for a new life, I will be able to remain in everyone's memory. It's the audience who will walk into their place, choked up by the performance. That's all the red text. Anyway, you can kill her now as Da Capo. You couldn't in the first round. Actually, Mega, you played the Bombay Corporation. You'd appreciate what they did in round 1.
Oh, yeah?
You just have to survive 5 rounds.
Yeah.
So exactly like the Bombay Corporation.
Just like Lobotomy Corporation. Oh, I recognize those notes.
She gains power by the number of her allies who are alive, so I want to take out these performers as fast as possible before I even think about turning my attention to her.
Yeah, I'm of the opinion this is one of those times where straight up taking damage to remove people is important.
You know, it makes sense because it is called the Silent Orchestra, so, like...
Ruin the orchestra, yep.
Exactly, get rid of the rest of the orchestra.
The thing about Da Capo is that it has a lot of low-value mass summation and mass target, mass individuals, and that gets really bad if she has 4 strength. Because a mass individual of 6 is easy to fight. A mass individual of 10, not so much.
Yeah.
This is a good example. Can you imagine how much worse this would be if she was rolling +4 to both of these?
That'd be pretty bad.
I also want it noted, one of the reasons I think this realization is one of the harder ones is I think this is legitimately a tricky last fight. And having to redo the entire realization if you fail here sucks. Not to say I think Puma's going to fail. Puma's done this before and is going to be fine. Also, we're kind of overpowered at this point. We're doing stuff way later than we could. Like, I actually can't believe we already have sturdy defense doing this realization.
Nice. Got her extra defense dice out of the way. All of her ads are gone. This is much harder without Star of the City cards.
I mean, Sturdy Defense is such a great card in general. Having it for this fight especially is so good. Anyway, episode 6, right?
Episode 6.
Tell me when to start reading. Is everyone ready?
Yep, ready.
You must think I'm laughable. Watch me struggle and throw tantrums trying to live my life.
Nah, no way we can make fun of that. Everyone struggles for life. It's nothing to be ashamed of. And you made it painfully clear that you want to live.
Whatever you might be feeling right now, don't just throw it away. Life goes on, after all. We all deserve to turn to the next chapter of our lives. So try to believe that there's always going to be an upcoming page to what you might be thinking is the end. Simply living out your life can be its own work of art.
The next chapter of my book. I suppose you lot helped me out in the end of that day, of the date, so thanks.
She ran off in a hurry, eh?
Opening up can be a bit embarrassing.
Anyway, when a special occasion wraps up...
We celebrate with a drink.
Got any recommendations?
Champagne's the way to go. How's that sound?
Hell yeah! and then they get drunk.
On champagne.
Champagne's good.
Bubblies.
Busy.
Thank you, Volka, for being Netsock and Netsock Realization. Did you have to go early?
No, I can stick around for a little bit longer.
Okay.
Well, do we want to keep going down the Sephiroth route, or do we want to do an invitation? There's a particular invitation I want to do at some point.
For no particular reason, I believe that we should get some Bina abnormalities out of the way.
Oh, I can't imagine why. Mega, you ready to be Bina?
I love Bina. Yes, I'm ready.
I just have this feeling that there's some Bina. We should do Bina.
Yeah, no reason, of course. There's not a particular invitation I asked you to do that really is going to really, really love Bina.
Oh, right. There's lots of people here.
Which thing is this?
Oh.
She's so
Bina.
beautiful. That's my wife right there.
Which
How
one?
many wives do you have?
I have so many wives.
I believe this is Bina episode 2, correct?
No, this is Sephiroth Side Stories, Chit Chats, Chit Chat 4.
Okay.
I will say that Gabura is also wife, but I put them together because
So a lot
reasons.
of these are your characters, Mega, so tell us who you don't want to be.
Oh. Oh my god, that's basically all of them, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna be talking
Unless
to
you want to talk to yourself for the entire script, tell us who you don't want.
I mean, I would like to be Bina. I mean, okay, I'm guessing both Bina and Gabura have a lot of lines with one another.
To be clear, we're not like removing them from you playing them in the future, just for
Just
this
for this-
one particular script.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also, you said episode 2, right?
No, it's Sephiroth Side Stories, Chit Chats, Chit Chat 4.
Chit Chat 4, okay.
I am sitting out of this scene, so pick some people to be some people.
Mega,
Mhm.
you get to be voice director. Just tell us who's who.
Okay.
Voting Gabora.
Would you want to be Gabura Skirt?
Sure.
Okay. And then Hode. No, anybody want to be Hode?
I'll be Hode.
Sweet.
All right, we're good to go then.
All right, I gotta
Let's
get
do
my,
it.
I gotta get my Bina voice. 1 second. All right, I think I got it. I must wonder how you two perceive me, now that your memories have returned in whole.
What? That kind of stuff doesn't matter to me anymore.
You are much more self-possessed than I expected.
I can't say I'm not all uncomfortable, but we're basically at the same. But we're basically in the same oven now. Come on, Hode. Have some confidence. You look even smaller than usual. She's not the person you remember in your past. At least not anymore. I can't guarantee what'll happen in the future. But she won't be harming us for a good while.
Oh, right. Sorry, Gebera.
Fascinating. As much as it would be amusing to make a jest of her pitiable state. Gabura is speaking the truth. I am no longer the being you interacted with in the past. When it seemed to have ended, a new breath of life is given. Of course, I am not entirely separated from my past self either. I have become someone who cannot do any harm to you, yet I can still see the fear in your eyes. What is it that you are so afraid of, child? I am in the same circumstances as yours now.
I was just nervous since this is our first time sitting face to face and talking to each other.
Not. I have called you two for a simple reason: to have tea together. I suggest you drink it before it gets cold. It is best enjoyed while the scent is warm and able to be savored.
The tea is clear. It tastes a bit sweet.
I added lemon juice and honey to the black tea. I prepared it specially for you.
It didn't smell like honey at all. I thought you put sugar.
It is because the scent of honey was lost as it came in contact with the tea. Too much sugar can make the tea feel muddy, though I suppose it is a matter of preferences.
It sure is sweet. Not too bad.
Did you know? Black tea has several names across various regions.
Oh, I think I heard about that. Some call it black tea based on the color of the leaves, and some call it red tea since the color of the tea is red.
I guess it's the difference between valuing the essence and the results.
You could view it in that way. So let me ask, how would you like to refer to this tea?
That's a tough question.
What's the big deal? Just call it whichever name you're more used to.
If that is what you say, it is rather entertaining to converse with you. Come again later when you long for the scent of tea. I love her. I love her.
Don't worry, you're gonna be here more in like 2 seconds.
Yay!
Oh, I can't be Beanie yet because we need some Star of the City books. This will make certain things more difficult, but not impossible.
I was about to
Sad beanie
say,
noises.
I don't believe you technically need to do Bina's realization to do what you're planning to do. Not realization, chapter to do what we're planning to do. Just good luck!
I would like to do a Keter and a Gabura for perhaps obvious reasons to you, Skern.
Yes, I understand.
Oh my goodness, I see Navali.
Yeah, we made Navali and Arturius.
Yeah! Oh.
you're on the same floor together, sorry.
Navali is fucking shaking.
It's okay. I quickly realized, the easiest way for me to do Gabura is just to do Arturius' voice.
It's true. Navali turns and is ready to attack. It's like, Navali, the enemy's right there.
I know!
I think I want to do Keter, because I think that this fight on Keter is very interesting. Also, in the upcoming scene, we will need Bina and Hokma.
Hokma, oh.
Well, I could be Hokma.
Enjoy being old man.
Oh my goodness, Lily.
The library has grown a bit.
I see that.
Sipra is the Udjat, which I think makes sense. Rosawind, you're Philip.
I am heavily insulted, but I'll accept this.
The Snow Queen.
Oh, the Snow Queen. Another one of my
Oh.
favorites.
Oh, this
is
one's
the fight
me.
where I was. Yeah, this was the fight where I was like, you know what? I'm throwing in the towel. I'm just done for now. And then I never came back.
Like, you know what? Maybe. But look how cool she looks.
It's okay. All I'm gonna say is, this is so much worse than the realization. I think Puma can agree with me.
100%.
You know, I didn't mean that as a pun, but it works both ways.
But no, this is the type of fight that you actually have to fully build around, like knowing that you have to quickly free people.
I mean, I feel like that makes sense for, like, what I remember from Lobotomy Corp.
I'm gonna have to come back with some blunt damage, I already know.
Yeah, you do.
I need Roland to be whoever has blunt damage.
And you need to
Those
power
ones
up
can
blood
just
damage.
stay in the ice.
Alright, Sipra, you get to be Alan. He's like, I hate this. Take this off of me. This disgusts me.
Oh, don't worry, you're gonna be frozen. You can't talk.
Would you rather
know.
be Philip?
I love being Alan. Alan is
I hate all of you. That being said, I'm probably the one you should probably free first.
Roland looks good in this outfit.
Yeah, sure does.
Watching this fight makes me want to listen to some Within Temptation.
Careful,
Yes.
we're showing our age.
Listen, I showed my age a lot at the convention. Do you know fucking? It's so like tiring walking around con and cosplay.
Yep.
Like 20,000 steps, 3 days in a row.
In heavier clothing.
In heavier clothing, having to watch out to make sure that like my Ruina weapons weren't gonna fall out of my costume.
Mm-hmm. And Lord help you if you're trying to RP walk instead of walk like a regular person. That's also
Well-
gonna take a toll.
That's really impossible for Rena. You
It's
have
so
to learn
hard.
to float.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I just did was I just put my hands on top of each other as I walked. Or
That
I
makes
did the
sense.
little ghosty walk when I walked. Like putting my arms up like a little T-Rex. The cosplays this year were absolutely fire. Oh, there were so many good ones. I saw a beautiful Rose from Steven Universe. That was just like hanging out next to like the gardens. Oh, she was beautiful. Oh my goodness. That's like my favorite part of con is just getting to see the pretty cosplays.
It's the reason I went for the longest time.
Mm.
Screw literally everything else.
Oh my goodness.
I shouldn't say that. A lot of the fun parts of the con is also meeting famous people.
That is fair. I really wanted to go into the Amelie line, but it was long.
I understand. She's popular.
She is.
Hi, Rosalind, you're back.
I regret everything. Why is things targeting me?
Sipra gets to stay in there because he's Alan.
Also, one more con thing. Skern, did I tell you how long that I stood in line?
For the badge?
Yeah.
You gave me updates hourly, so kind of?
3.5 hours.
Yeah. And you
That
kept
is-
poking me during those 3.5 hours, I'm aware.
Yeah. It was it was awful. I have never stood that long in line for a convention, like, to get tickets. I've stood in line that long for like other things, just not to get tickets. One of my friends actually ended up standing in line for like 4 hours, too. It was crazy.
I'm sorry, Sakura-Khan had some problems.
Yeah. I'll get into that later.
Yes, we'll get into that when we're not streaming. Sorry,
No,
everybody.
No. If you're curious, go look it up. I'd rather not say on stream. That said, next year, I am absolutely doing at least one comfy cosplay. I want to walk around in pants next time.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of my recommendation for cons. Of usually the Saturday you do the comfy one, every other day you do the I just want to look good.
Saturday is usually like my big cosplay day, just because that's like when
Everyone's around, which is totally
everyone's
fair.
around and like everybody does their big stuff. Or like I saw more ZZZ cosplayers on Saturday than I did on Friday.
Yeah, I mean, most people show up on Saturday. It makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Especially one of the things I always used to do is look up where the photo ops are going to be and plan my cosplay around the photo ops.
Yeah, so at least this year, they didn't put the what is it? I don't know if they did it, and I just didn't notice it last year. But this year, when I looked up where the photo stuff were, it wasn't on. It wasn't on the schedule. It wasn't on their app or anything. I had to go look up on an unofficial Facebook page to find when all the photo shoots were, and I was sad. There was no ZZZ photo shoots, so that made me a little sad. But I also was like, that makes sense. If they're gonna do a photo shoot for a Hoyo game, it's gonna probably be Genshin. And there was a Genshin. And a Star Rail.
I mean, ZZZ is the new blood of Hoyo games. It makes sense.
So, in my experience, Sakura-Con is always a year behind in terms of, like, super big popular stuff. Like, for example, Lads was barely existent. Wait, okay. I use the acronym. Love and Deep Space is what Lads. I call it Lads.
It's okay. We've never explained what ZZZ is, and I'm not going to.
That's fair. Lads was like non-existent last year. This year, however, so much. I saw so many cosplays. I saw so much art. There were like specific panels for it that I saw. Photo shoots. Yeah. Same with a lot more Star Rail this year too. But I didn't. Oh, lots of Delicious in Dungeon. Oh my goodness! Some of the art I saw, chef's kiss, beautiful.
Was there food porn?
Yes.
Perfect. That's all I need to know.
Also, one thing that did make me sad was there was massive spoilers. Like, manga spoilers that I had no idea. And it was, like, everywhere. So much to the point where I was like, what is that? And my friend was like, I can't tell you. And I'm like, oh. And it was everywhere. It made me super sad. And then I went to the AMV contest, and somebody just, like, used panels from the manga, so I got spoiled on the entire thing.
Oh.
Yeah, so that made me sad. It looks great, though. I can't wait. I can't wait to actually understand it more.
The AMV was amazing, though. Like, it's one of those things like, wow, I'm sad that I got spoiled, but on the other hand, that was a great AMV. That was some good shit.
I mean, this is always the problem with cons. I've always found that I'm about to get spoiled on a lot of things.
Yeah. But yeah, like, SoccerCon is always, like, a year behind. At least in my experience that I've seen in terms of, like, popular stuff. So, like, next year, I wouldn't be surprised if ZZZ is a little bit bigger. If it follows the trajectory that, like, Star Rail did.
All right, I'm going to have to hush you up because he's actually won.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
And there's no need to apologize. It's just, now we have to get back into character.
Yes.
Cutter episode 3?
Cutter
3.
episode.
Sorry, what episode 3?
Keter episode 3.
Keter. Keter.
Chapter 100 Sephiroth stories, Keter.
Oh, thank you. Oh.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm
episode
ready.
3.
And it's Bina and Hokma, so just waiting for Megan to get ready.
Okay.
We good?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. I will give the best possible line read I can give here.
Go ahead, dear. Say something.
You're pointlessly wasting my time.
All right, let's all loosen up and start talking, yeah?
Okay. It has been such a long time since I last talked to you two.
You're afraid of us, are you not? You would avoid us as much as possible given any opportunity.
I'll agree that I'm not exactly comfortable with talking to you face to face. Still, Hokma and Bina, you have awoken at last. It can only mean that the library is nearing completion. Oh, poor Angela, you have no idea how long this is going to take.
And that you are closer to achieving your aim than ever before.
Indeed. The one book, my goal that I desperately wish to have. I firmly believe that I will obtain it at the end of this. That's what motivated me to come so far.
Had your nightmarish past not haunted you, you could have relished the stability of immortality and unending happiness, even if that means you had to stay within this shell for eternity. Yet you are still shackled to the past. You seek to break out of the shell for that reason. Are you not afraid of exposing your bare self to the outside world? Once you leave the solid shell that is keeping you safe, a path laden with thorns will await you. Your body will be covered with scars, and you will continue to suffer new injuries before your old wounds can seal up. When you are finally overcome with the urge to crawl back into that shell, you will find that the place in which to rest your blood-stained body will have weathered away in the waves of time. And yet, you wish to leave this place.
I may get hurt, or even go mad and harm myself, but anything should be better than the hell I'd lived through.
It will simply torture you in new ways. The fear will be ever present before you all the same, and it will chase you until the end of the world. You must be aware yourself. Perhaps your sight has been obscured by the painful past, or you're desperately turning a blind eye to it.
I have to do it nonetheless. I will do what I can to gain vitality and press forward. I'm slowly learning to forget my past, although that won't change this goal of mine.
If that is what you say. Say, dear, will we have more occasions to face each other and converse like we have now in the future?
I don't know. I personally wouldn't mind it. I'd like to hear your thoughts on it.
Are you asking for our opinions? That's rather unexpected.
Forget it. That's enough greeting. It was nice seeing you.
And she exits. Quite harsh of you, was it not?
I was merely expressing my surprise. I meant no malice.
I'm next to her all the time, but her attitude's surprising for sure. She seems to have gotten pretty mild these days. She's willing to listen to what I have to say at the very least. She used to refuse conversations and just straight up announce things when I first met her.
Angela appears to be changing indeed, for better or for worse.
Not agree that it is a positive change. I look forward to having more meetings such as this.
The opinions of the other patron librarians will hold much weight in this decision, as Angela remarked.
Well, don't worry too much about the lower and middle floors. Their moods seem pretty alright. Still, thinking about everyone gathering in one place. It's honestly hard to imagine how that would go.
I'm looking forward to those chit-chats.
Alright, we've only got one more thing to do on Keter, and it's a big question mark.
Is that a chit-chat?
Oh, there is a chit-chat here.
My doggo is very clearly Team Angela.
Chit-chat, chit-chat.
I have to go, but
Chat
good luck
with
to
us.
you all.
It was good to see you. Thanks for
Bye.
coming.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Are we doing the chit-chat?
Could we hold just for a moment, since just to let my
For Woofy Dog?
Yeah, I have a very woofy dog.
Gotcha.
She's borking.
Skern, let's not do it and move toward the thing.
I like the thing. Gabura?
We could have Gabura as a third floor, but I think I intend to do
Nah.
Bina into Keter.
Beaner into Keter into Yasod, probably.
I think
Or
Yasod, if we're going that late into the game, then I think that Hode is actually who I'm going to use, and I'm going to take like a hard bleed team.
Yeah, makes sense. Alright, go set him up.
I'm
Yeah.
going to go check on my doggo real quick.
Go
Of
for
course,
it.
don't worry. You have plenty of time.
I have to make
We're
some
gonna
bets.
need you very soon, though, for reason.
Yes.
In fact, I'm gonna quickly look over the script and see who we are gonna need. Looks like it's just Kali. By the way, I feel like I can say that and no one knows who that is, so it's fine. Angela, Roland, Kali, so...
Gotcha. I think on Bina, I'm going to run Azel as a smiling face with Church of Gears passives for heavy smoke, Sean as Ujat with blunt and stagger damage, and Yum Yum as the ace.
Can I give a different pitch?
Sure.
Maybe make all three of them Ujat because you want heavy tanking. You just want them to survive.
That's true.
Like, why would you bother with smoke? That's not what Bean is there for. Also, this way you can make sure you have a lot of your more powerful abilities and cards and other floors. Because again, their only goal here is to last as long as possible. Anyway, while you're doing this, should I explain why this is probably one of our biggest prep times?
Yes.
Okay, so we're about to do an invitation that is 3 floors against 1 person. You need all 3 floors. Would you say that's accurate, Puma?
Yes.
So a lot of this is figuring out exactly who can do damage, who can stall, and the exact plans. And Keter is very good against her, to be clear. I think Hode is a good choice as well, though I've always thought Nechok or Isode also have a lot of powerful abilities against her. But I understand why you're going Hode 3rd, Keter 2nd. And always lead with Bina. Like, always lead with Bina.
Hello.
We're still doing prep work. I'll reiterate for Mega's now here. We're just doing prep work because we're about to do a fight of 3 floors against 1 person, and you need all 3 floors.
Oh, spicy.
So while Puma continues to do setup, I'm going to ask a question. So Angela and Roland are the only other people on this scene. So who would like to be the one person who is going to have to kill a lot of people? Her name is Kali.
Kali.
Mm-hmm.
Kali.
Don't worry, I'm not telling you exactly where this page is right now for reasons. I'm just asking, Chapstick or Mega, would either of you like to claim this? Also aside.
I can do Kali.
You okay with that, Chapstick?
Yep.
Cool. So anyway, it's the Red Mist.
Oh.
That's what you're looking for.
Oh.
Star of the city.
The Red Mist. Isn't that just Gabura?
Maybe.
Oh.
It might be young Gabura.
Oh. Young Gabura. Some Gabura lore?
It is some Gabura lore, yes. Anyway, you might now understand why, yes, it takes 15 people to take her down.
Yeah, I'm surprised just 15.
Well, can I tell you the other part of it that makes it very funny? I don't know if you were here when we mentioned this, but you can't use Bina yet.
Yeah.
That changes when you fight the Red Mist.
Oh.
Bina goes, oh, okay.
Gotta take my future girlfriend down. I am apologizing for my dog.
It's okay. She's a noisy barker.
She
Alright.
does bark a lot.
I'm going to try to 2-floor this. I will prepare a 3rd floor if I have to, but I think I can 2-floor it.
Okay.
I believe in you.
Are you ready?
Is it the Red Mist episode?
The Red Mist, yes.
Okay.
Episode 1, yes. There's an epilogue.
Actually, this is a long one. I'm going to use the restroom real quick. It'll take me like a minute. I'll be right back.
You know what? I'm going to do the same thing.
You know what? I have no lines in this. I'm gonna go too. Be right back.
I'm back.
Hello.
I am back.
All right, let's get going. You called me here all of a sudden. What's up?
Remember when I said we might be able to lure the blue reverberation using a theoretical book of the red mist?
So, you're ready to do that? Hold on. You aren't actually going to turn Gebura into a book, are you?
I wouldn't do such a ruthless thing. This time. There's a few things that the red mist left behind, and I could use them to invite the red mist in her former glory as our guest. I think I could recreate her somehow. Though she can only exist within the bounds of the library, of course.
So, we're basically simulating her?
I suppose you could put it that way.
But we need books to invite guests here. What kind of books are we going to have to prepare for attracting the red mist?
Books about Lobotomy Corporation.
That's the deal, huh? I get the gist of it.
And I plan to limit certain patron librarians from receiving the red mist.
'Cause she's too tough for them?
That's not the reason, no. Could the red mist stomach wielding her blade against those who she worked with? It's clearly... it clearly having adverse effects on both sides.
It's better to have her fight complete strangers, huh? The red mist of the past. Who knew that we'd be facing her in person?
It's intriguing indeed. How does it feel?
Thrilling, but also makes me worried. You see, our library is kind of low level, and we don't have any abnormality pages for Gebura, for Bina. Gebura doesn't even have any extra assistant librarians.
But it'll be fine. I mean, Bina, right? Right.
Yeah.
She doesn't even have the... You know what? Fine. Also, your guest is here.
How is this place?
This is my first time seeing you in this form, Gebura.
Bura? What gibberish are you saying? Who are you?
That's a fair reaction, I suppose. Should I call you Kali, then?
I said, who are you?
I'm Angela, the director and librarian of my role's namesake. I invited you here.
Library? Invited? Am I in yet another weird factory or some shady experimenting grounds? No, wait. This still doesn't make sense. I could have sworn I was inside the I could have sworn I was inside the laboratory on the fringe of the outskirts.
I need to know who you exactly are at the moment. So let me ask you a few questions. Do you happen to have an acquaintance with a person named Carmen?
I knew it. Some wing must be pulling this bullshit trying to trample on us, huh?
There's no need to be so wary. Answer a few questions of mine, and I can give you the answer you lot are looking for.
Go ahead.
Cocktail, a book containing the information of how to obtain the substance you're desperately looking for, is waiting beyond this door. I simply want to make an offer.
What do you want? I'm warning you, if you try to pull any nonsense on me, this place is going to be reduced to rubble.
It's simple. First, I want to know the current situation of your group.
If I answer your question, you'll tell me how to get Cogito?
Cogito.
Cogito. For sure, right?
Of course, mountains of books containing various kinds of knowledge are stored here. I simply record and collect such books.
Alright. I'll trust you this once.
Good. Is Daniel among your peers?
If you're talking about the blue-haired nerd, then yeah,
How about Lisa?
she's with us.
Enoch's corpse is in storage after an experiment on him went wrong, if I am correct.
Hmm.
Then I suppose Elijah is naturally still working there?
Yeah.
It must be when the Red Mist was writing her own legend. The time when she struggled to protect the grief-stricken Carmen and her colleagues from the outside threats. Oh, how pitiful. Is there a word to describe how unfortunate your situation was? Every researcher in Carmen's team must have been walking on eggshells, cautious not to hurt her further with words. They consoled her in presence, but probably resented her behind her back. She started the whole project with her convincing speeches, but the research showed no progress. All they'd been seeing were losses and sacrifices. Don't you find her hypocrisy of demurely perpetuate? Wow. Hey, Puma, say that word real quick so I can repeat it.
Perpetrating.
Perpetrating, thank you. I know how to say it, it's just was stuck. Perpetrating sins while preaching goodness. Despicable.
Look, my patience has its limits. If you don't tell me how to acquire Cogito properly, then I won't simply pass over what you just said. You have no right to make a mockery of our efforts or her sincerity.
No right, you say. Never mind. I suppose that was too hostile of me. I won't even gain anything from saying such. I won't even gain anything from saying such bitter things to you now.
At least you have a heart to apologize.
I know when to admit my faults, that's all. Cully, let me ask you one question.
What is it?
I've seen many sides of fixers while taking care of this place. Most of them were motivated by wealth and fame. But you're different. Even without the promise of payment, you were willing to protect Carmen and everyone else in her laboratory. Bleh.
I ain't exactly a charity worker, you know.
How could you do it then? How did you bring yourself to help them unconditionally when you had nothing to gain from it?
Is that supposed to be some kind of taunt? Or are you actually curious?
I thought your behavior was pathetic at first. You had the power to earn anything for which everyone strove. So, I wondered why you would bother taking the path no one else would. I was looking at the matter in a simple way. You would take nothing in the end. But then I began to think that maybe my lack of knowledge is hindering my assessment of you. I thought my impression of you might change if I heard answers from you directly.
I'm getting this short end of the stick, huh?
I do. At least the other researchers could earn money and honor. What will you have gained? Can you keep doing what you're doing, even if your efforts are unrewarded or a bitter end awaits? Even if... Disregard that. Anyhow, is your job truly worth it?
Tangible rewards you talked about, like money. Nah, I don't expect any of that. There's only one thing I'm looking forward to at the end of it all. Carmen's purpose coming to fruition. I'm pretty sure everybody in the team is thinking the same thing. I won't resent them if I suffered something awful or even died in that process. At worst, I'd blame myself for being incapable. The reason I can do this and become more stalwart for every day that passes is... I guess you wouldn't understand even if I told you, because you never saw it. The strength in her eyes and her voice.
I suppose that's enough. Thank you for your answers. I'll explain the rules as a matter of form. The book containing the method of extracting Kakito lies beyond that door. To earn that book, you have to fight with your life on the line. If you die, you'll become a book yourself. And if you survive, you can return to your friends with the book in hand. Well, do you agree to the terms?
You aren't giving it away for free, huh? I'm all for this kind of measure, actually. It doesn't leave any further trouble. I agree. So open up that door.
You're trusting me more easily than I thought.
I don't have time to tell shit from shoe polish. I want to be of help to them as soon as I can. If it turns out to be a lie, though, you're going down with this place.
Good. I like her composure. I was expecting you to be a bit more rambunctious. Rampageous. One of those two.
Rampageous.
Yep, it was the second one.
Not a word you hear very often.
It sure isn't. I mean, very fitting for Gabora, let's be honest. Then Kali, may you find your book in this place.
Bina has entered the battlefield.
Uh-huh. Bina starts buzzing.
All right.
Anyway, we do not give Bina a page. She doesn't need it.
She has her own. In fact, you can't change it.
Bina really said, no thank you, I'll handle this.
Nah, you're not touching these threads. They stay on.
I like the battle dialogue. Oh, child, it is verily refreshing to meet you this way. Why do you talk like you know me, she says. So Bina and her 3 bodyguards are here. Azel, who you know, Sean, a character of mine who Cipro was based on, and the true protagonist of the game, Yum Yum.
Yum Yum.
The hero we never knew we needed.
I love that Yum Yum is on Bina's floor.
Azel, I forgot to give you pages.
Oh, we might want to restart.
Azel going in a fight.
And thus
Of
Azel
course.
turned into a red mist.
She has a key page on, right?
Yeah, Azel and Sean don't have combat pages. I was busy making their key pages.
Uh-huh. You
Yeah.
forgot the most important part.
Maybe.
Definitely
They've
gonna need
been
sturdy
practicing their fundamentals. Strong fundamentals, that's what you need. Take it back to the beginning.
Yeah, you can take down Gabura Inner Prime with your strong fundamentals. You got that.
Mm-hmm.
Man,
Being a sips tea, knowing what's about to happen.
Gabura in her
Just gotta know how to
prime.
play defense, know when to pivot. You got this.
That is a terrifying thing to think about. She was already a monster in Lobotomy Corp.
Oh yeah, let's just say this is a hard fight.
When I'm surprised it takes 15 people to take her down. I was expecting like an army.
I'd argue this is the equivalent of an army. You've taken down armies in this game already.
That's fair. Honestly, I like how everybody else on Bina's floor looks like they are wearing similar drip to Bina.
Yeah.
So mechanically, I'm going to explain something even though we're not a tutorial stream. So Bina has a unique debuff called Fairies. Fairies is basically super bleed. Do you think that's a
Super bleed.
good way to describe it?
Yes, instead of dealing damage whenever Kali rolls an attack die, it's when she rolls any die at all for any reason.
Also, doesn't go away.
Get him, Sean! Yum Yum's open.
Alright, really looking forward to the halfway point here, because right now you're making it look easy. Should be noted, Bina has not done anything to get ego pages right now. So this is the best you're getting on light.
The wives are fighting.
Fighting or flirting?
I don't believe that's mutually exclusive. Burrow would be a sick cosplay.
So would Bina.
Yeah.
Bina's would be easy to do.
Venus would be a lot easier, yeah. Like, Gabura, if I were to do a Gabura cosplay, I would like to make her weapon.
Yeah, I mean, to me, that was what makes the Gabura cosplay. You need to have the Nothing There sword.
I feel like Bina would just be really warm, though.
I mean, it's just a suit and tie, basically.
Yeah.
I love that Sean has consistently clashed with Gabura and won. He doesn't give a fuck. Get him, Azel.
I do love Bina's theme.
Love Bina.
To be fair, we'll probably be hearing this a lot more in later fights, too. Bina's a really good floor.
I mean, I feel the impression of Bina is just Bina is a boss. She's just on our side.
This time.
This time, exactly.
She flipped a coin. It said she's on your side today.
She's that character in the party that you know that if she were to be like, you know what, fuck this, everybody would be dead.
Mega, check this card she's about to use out.
Whoa.
Large number.
Big number, go burr.
Big number, go burr.
You know, I do feel like Bina's theme is a great boss fight music in general. Really saying that, yes, Bina is their final boss.
Mm-hmm.
Poor Kali has so many stacks of fairy at this point.
Unfortunately, it does go away.
Yeah, I know.
But
I know what's coming.
it's happening, this very turn, actually.
Uh-huh.
Oh. Oh, mama.
So anyway,
Oh!
remember how Gabura has an ego?
Oh my goodness, that... Hell yeah, let's go!
I enjoy the music change, too.
Kali said, yeah, that was a warm-up before.
Could you also just tell us what the name of that mass attack is again?
Greater Split. Horizontal.
Ooh.
As I like to call it, she just swings horizontally.
Oh.
Honestly, credit to Azel's team for lasting this long.
That was the first dagger. Sean and Bina are still up. Bina with full light. Azel, you're dead. There's nothing I can do to stop it, and I'm not going to try.
Azel understand.
Actually, come to think of it, yeah. Yeah, she would, wouldn't she?
So anyway, she swing vertically this time? I should also note, Puma's probably making this fight look easy. This is a huge wall for people.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's where I stop.
It's
Although I don't.
Good.
Sorry.
Oh,
No,
go
you.
ahead.
No, you.
It's a quit point for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, the
Oh,
fact
I
that they're
fucking
just like,
fight.
here's Bina, and it's still hard for people.
A lot of people don't realize how good Bina is.
Mm.
I see Bina
You don't get much
misused a lot.
practice with her. You don't really get much time to practice with her before they're like, all right, now go fight the bosses.
I mean,
go fight Gabura at her prime.
Yeah.
this is the only time you unlock her, so you do not get practice. And Bina is a weird deck. A really good deck, but a weird deck.
It is Sean's appointed time to die. He understands.
I feel like that is Bina's entire thing. Do you understand why I'm telling you to die? Yes. You are part of this floor.
That's why they're on this one. I mean, Team Bina's doing a great job.
She is at 1/3 of her starting health. And she's going to lose a lot of health this turn because Bina's getting 11 fairy on her.
Mm-hmm.
Do your best, Sean. Yum Yum.
Yum Yum.
Yum Yum won a clash!
Whoa!
You go, Yum Yum.
Yeah, Yum Yum is not done.
Can't believe Yum Yum is still alive.
Of course,
I
Yum
can.
Yum's still alive. Yum Yum's the main character.
Kali is staggered.
Can't believe it.
This isn't Bina's floor, this is Yum Yum's floor.
You're not trapped here with Bina, you're trapped here with Yum Yum.
Go, Yum Yum! Oh!
Bina, why are you in charge of this floor? I'm the only one who can keep her in check.
I'm sorry, them.
My pronouns are actually they, them. Says Yum Yum, terrified.
About to win a clash with Kali.
Bina? Bina, I think it's your time to die.
You're right, Yum Yum. I'm counting on you.
I'll do my best! Yum Yum won!
Yum Yum! Victory!
Yum Yum!
Meanwhile, the other two floors. Win it.
Like, Roland and all of Keter are in battle stations. Like, Hode is preparing as best as she can. And then it's just like
the red alert, everything is... this is the end of the world. This is the worst possible thing. What do you mean Kali died?
Yum Yum just comes up one floor, just covered in blood. Just
Yeah.
looks up. It's not mine!
So
They walk into the room, Bina's face down on the floor, the red mist is face down on the floor, and there alone stands Yum Yum.
So, Mega, when I did the difficulty mod for Ruina, I had a randomly generated unit named Yum Yum who looked terrified.
Uh-huh.
And for some reason, they like naturally generated on Bina's floor. They would always be the sole survivor of whatever fight was happening, or would be alive alongside Bina, just doing their best. And so we built up this lore around Yum Yum, where they're like this super lucky person who's just in the right place at the right time constantly. But they have Permilia syndrome.
Oh, uh-huh.
And
Yeah.
it happened
That
here
was
too.
very much proven.
I have to tell a friend about this very quickly, and then we'll do the scene.
I have epilogue open.
I like to think that after this fight, Bina was like, you're going to be my assistant now.
You are not allowed to go to any other floor, ever. Oh, would you like to hear the best news now?
Hmm.
So now we get to make Gabura Kali.
Oh.
That big red sword and the clothes the red mist were wielding were ego, right?
As far as I know, the Crimson Sword was a prototype ego that was luckily extracted. It could only be created through someone's gruesome death. Only Kali could wield it properly.
I did the wrong voice on the first scene. I'm back. Hi. And her red coat?
That's the Red Mist's own ego, manifested from Kali herself.
If that's how powerful manifested ego is, that might flip over the whole food chain of the city.
You probably should have realized by now, but not all ego have an equal amounts of strength. Rather, it'd be more accurate to say that few people can draw as much power from ego as Kali could. In terms of purity alone, the sword she used to wield was notoriously low quality, considering it was a prototype.
Damn, that was supposed to be low quality? So, do you get the picture now? About the whole relationship between the distortion, ego, and abnormalities?
Yes, I am finally starting to see it clearly. Originally, the light that radiated during the event known as White Nights and Dark Days should have shone over the city for 7 days straight, not 3. Had that happened, every person in the city would have been able to manifest their own ego, giving them the strength to avoid meaningless deaths regardless of wealth and social status. They would have earned the power to challenge the world. It may have been possible for some to lose the ego that they manifested, but no one would have been taken over by their own ego and become abnormalities.
Then the distortion is...
The pan was throttled because of me, which is why the light could only radiate for 3 days. An unstable power was spread as a result, incubating other possibilities. Abnormalities manifested through the distortions are selves that are lost control. They were consumed by their own ego, so to speak. After all, there's a fine line between ego and abnormality.
What's the prerequisite for these phenomena? Ego and distortion.
Only those who strive to accomplish what they sincerely desire, unbound by any obstacles, will be able to manifest and yield their power. However, if the endeavor ends in frustration or faced with a despair that one's ego is shaken and their emotions twisted to an unbearable degree, distortion seems to arise from the overwhelmed self. The stronger and purer desire is, the greater the distortion becomes. That's my speculation so far. Yeah, don't worry, wait until a chicken man gets a hold of this. He just wants to run a chicken place.
Something doesn't line up. There's gotta be tons of folks in this city who give up their dreams and fall to despair. If what you're saying is correct, the city should be crowded with abnormalities and ego bearers by now.
Didn't to make it clear? It only manifests in those who pursue their own sincere desires.
That makes more sense. There's next to no one in the city who dreams for themselves. Most live with a conformist mindset of just avoiding misfortune in their lives, rather than chasing after their own happiness. Be it wings, syndicates, or fixers, people are all headed on a destination they probably didn't set themselves.
Power will only be granted to selfish beings who live strictly by their own good. Egoists, or as some may say. Well, I like this outcome better than having an unworthy scum gain power they don't deserve.
So, you sabotaged the plan, knowing that would happen?
No way. I simply didn't want to die. I wanted to live. I wanted to take my own revenge. That's all there was to it. I was meant to be shut down at the end of the plan. It galled me so much, so I stole the light and embraced it. Because the light I'd taken for myself wasn't quite whole, I got myself trapped in this library I created, along with the abnormalities. Funny enough, the orders ingrained into my robotic body have disallowed me from leaving here.
If that's the case, you've been collecting books using the invitation for...
It is retrieve the light that was scattered across the city. You likely must have noticed how something's different about the guests that have come here.
True. They had dreams of some sort, unlike the city folk I've known. And they were kind of easily carried away by affection or friendship, too.
It's because they were influenced by the light. Strongly at that.
You mean they were closer to the Pillar of Light?
Not quite. The same seed of light was planted in the heart of every person, but some have greater potential to grow it to be more powerful than others. And the invitation has been calling them over here at the moment we need them the most. As we scrape together the incomplete fragments of the light, I look forward to obtaining a look at the end of the road, guided by the invitation. The one book holding the power of the complete, undivided light. It'll be a book that will give freedom to me and all the librarians that reside here. It'll let me live as a human. I won't have to bear with others dictating me to behave as a machine anymore. I will be able to forget things I want to erase from my memory.
I guess you're not feeling any kind of responsibility or guilt for what you've done and are doing to try to reach that goal?
Of course not. I have to seize everything with my own hands. I can't expect anyone else to do it for me. I'm going to cherish what is mine, and only mine, as I live my life. It's precisely as you said before, Roland. Everyone has their share of personal affairs and woes. The bereaved have no one but themselves to blame.
Solely for yourself, huh?
I feel like you're foreshadowing things again.
What? Me? What are you talking about?
It's fine.
Angela, that's that and this is this.
Foreshadowing?
No. Well, that's foreshadowing and this is having a conversation.
By foreshadowing.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just a bottom of the barrel grade 9 fixer, Angela. You're expecting way too much from me. I don't even know how to write.
That feels like it's foreshadowing too.
Wow, I wonder what Hessed's up to.
That's strange. I thought I was the one who could teleport.
Roland runs away! Okay, so we are in a position where in order to progress through the game, it would be really helpful if we had more librarians on the middle floors, because right now we don't. So I would love if with the remainder of stream time we could do some of these Sephira side stories. And not side stories, the floors.
Sure.
Sure. Can you do me one huge favor?
Yes.
Make Gabura Gabura. You have to burn the book first.
Since Mega is Gabura and Skern is Tiferet, Chapstick, would you like to be Hesed?
Sure.
Also, if possible, I'd like to do a Hesed scene since it's been a bit since Chapstick got to...
Yeah, totally fine by me. I just wanted Gabura to be her proper self. Yeah, you know that boss we just fought? She's our boss now.
She's our boss now.
That is definitely not how I build Gabura, but fair enough.
It's red and it's slashy. It goes on her.
Oh, Qualm and Red Moon are on this floor.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness.
I made Red Moon as tall as physically possible.
They're so cute.
I will give a heads up that I'm getting sleepy, so you'll have me for like one more scene.
Perfect. We'll do one chested scene for sure. and then you can head to bed, and we won't take offense.
And now I get to manifest ego. I have a cool wing and a big sword.
I heard people hate that person for some reason. They
What?
look so cute, fun.
Yeah, why people hate Philip? I am part angel. I protect you.
Qualm doesn't know. Qualm thinks others are mean.
Yeah, why people don't like Philip? Oh, I have been explained the lore. It is because Philip is cowardly and selfish.
That's okay. Maybe he gets better.
Yeah. Also, I need to... You are type A, but you should be type B because you have large breasts. Better.
Thank you?
Yeah, you lost your tits and I gave them back.
Yeah, slipped out of your pocket. Happens sometimes.
I hate when my tits do.
Let's search for wisdom.
Oh, that's
Hey.
Scarecrow.
It is the Scarecrow. He's going to suck your brains out. I do think this is an interesting fight.
What would the Scarecrow do with my brains?
Well, if he only had a brain.
You know what? He can have mine. It's full of anxiety. Now it's his problem.
I mean, that's a form of wisdom.
Qualm, are you having fun clashing?
Yes! Puma, do you want me to explain this fight?
Sure.
So you might notice that the Scarecrows are dancing between who has 2 dice. This is when they're doing their brain suck move. There is a special card that you can get by successfully clashing elsewhere, which will allow you to always succeed in that clash against it. If you don't have that, they get empowered and will likely brain suck and steal your card and use it against you.
So if I load my deck with bad cards, then they can't steal anything good from me.
I would say that sounds like a terrible idea, but that is absolutely something I've done before. That is a way I have won this fight before, where I intentionally had one person who would just intentionally clash and fail, who had shitty cards. I will state for the record, this fight is more annoying than difficult. Once you know how to do it, you'll be able to do it pretty consistently over and over again. I say this out loud in hopes that Puma fails horribly and dies, because I think it would be funny.
The other 2 guys are staggered, so I can't get any wisdom from them, but I'm going to try to kill this guy, so...
Yeah, then you get an extra turn to do this, you're fine.
Yeah.
Kill both of them, you're definitely fine.
Qualm's response is, that's not how you get smarter, buddy.
Qualm. Okay. Qualm thinks you made a terrible mistake. What's Qualm's intelligence score again? 4?
I really love the idea of Qualm on Hessed's floor, though.
Hessed's gonna take care of her.
I feel like they would just have lots of fun.
Mm-hmm. Hessed's gonna take care of her.
Yeah. That's so sweet.
mind you, she has her coffee as milkshake.
Yes.
It's a good coffee. Coffee flavored ice cream.
Yes. There's some coffee in this sugar drink.
Yeah, that's the idea.
Mind you, I also feel like she is given a lot of decaf for reasons.
The inopportune stagger times caused me problems.
Yep. In general, that's how you lose this fight. If you can't kill them basically all at the same time and accidentally stagger at times, it can be rough. I will also state, because this is the first chested fight, you can get screwed by light and card generation. So you have to build your deck in very particular ways that you don't normally do if you can actually get emotion levels. Sorry, talking a lot of stuff to basically say, yes, I do understand this game.
Please stagger. Unfortunate.
That's a problem for you. I mean, yeah, if you just double on the same attack in theory, right?
Yep, I had Qualm Peel for Hesed so that Hesed could have a one-sided attack. Yep, that's it.
We know how this game works.
We did it.
Did it.
Victory.
It's time, Chapstick. Let's have a deep emotional conversation.
Yes. Oh, wait, where are we? Shit, I'm sorry.
Hesed
Just 2.
2.
That's a 2. Sub-stories.
Hello, YouTube chat. All right, let me know when you're ready.
I'm ready.
Hey, Hesed! Care to open this door for me? My hands are kind of full right now.
Welcome. Here, let me help you.
Whew. Can't believe I actually carried this many books all the way here. Guess I've got this servant business down to a science.
You naturally get used to anything in time after all. The same goes for drinking coffee.
Coffee, huh?
This one should fit your taste better than the last one, I think.
All right. I'll trust you with this. Oh. This one's sweet and, like, really tasty overall. How should I put it? Yeah, I've never had such a classy and dainty coffee before.
Isn't it? Gebra also started out with this macchiato, you see.
So this is what a delicious coffee tastes like. I'm over 30 years old, and I'm still learning new things.
I heard they mostly serve coffee with a strong taste of sweetness in the back streets to cover up the low-quality ingredients.
And some are just plain bitter. I used to drink it when I needed to stay awake, or simply kill some time.
I did too. In Lobotomy Corp, I always started each day with some coffee. A warm cup was the only thing that could heat up my lethargic body, listless as lukewarm coffee. I kept forcing myself to work, holding zero expectations.
Must have been pretty tiring.
It sure was. Employees were slaughtered by abnormalities all the time, and my plans to keep them alive never came to fruition. The coffee slowly cooled down along with my passion.
How about now? Did it warm over?
I guess you can say that. This time it's steaming hot again, like you said, Roland. I can try a lot of things with everything that's been given to me. Most of all, I can drink various blends of coffee now.
Though, you still have to follow someone else's orders.
I made the decision to follow her this time around. I could actually minimize the damage my fellow librarians have to suffer if I work hard at it. So, all in all, I'm feeling motivated, you see.
You've got quite the flexible mindset, huh?
Everything's better than before. Maybe this is mercy of some kind.
From who? Our Miss Library Director?
It's hard for me to believe, of course, but sometimes I think she might have done this for us.
I'm not so sure. Angela's goals and where her anger comes from seem pretty clear to me at this point. I don't think there's any mercy in the path she's trying to take. This macchiato sure is tasty. It's almost addicting.
I'll introduce you to other types of coffee from time to time. Let's get to know each other little by little.
Fine by me. I look forward to it. I ship them.
Yep. Lovely little blue boy teaching the world about coffee.
There were too many tildes in that conversation to not be flirting.
I know.
I can see it.
He just needed to put the little less than 3 right at the end.
Oh, Roland, let me teach you about coffee. Hesed,
Here's a little macchiato, sweet like you.
I never liked coffee before your coffee, Hesed. Your coffee is so sweet. I like the flavor.
Steamy, even. Gently fixes Roland's tie.
Oh.
Oh.
We have more.
Actually, given how chested looks, he would probably loosen it. Yes, it's the one who tightens it.
Yeah, exactly. Here, your tie is askew, Roland. Let me fix that for you. Undoes it.
Yeah, let's ship them. I'll get started on the fan art tomorrow.
Excellent.
Hell yeah.
Okay. We've got both Tifereth and Gibura that need doing.
Well, you know what? You should let Mega do Gebra. I think she's down for that.
Hell yeah.
Anyways, I gotta hop off to bed. Y'all have a good night. Thanks for
Have a
having
good
me.
night.
Be well. Thanks for coming.
Nighty night.
Bye.
Qualm, your body disappeared.
No.
It's back, don't worry.
Yay!
Shall we do a Gibura fight?
Hell yeah.
I mean, Gabura fight when you have Kali is so silly. Can I give one suggestion for making a Kali build, though?
Sure.
Replace one thing with Sturdy Defense. Because it gives a lot of card draw, which is the one thing she severely lacks.
One thing that I absolutely adore about like the Project Moon games is that like as somebody who is bisexual, God, there's so many gorgeous people in this game.
So anyway, look at this fight. It's fun.
Oh, it's the wolf. Oh, wait. Oh, hell yeah.
You might notice she's not our enemy.
Oh! The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Okay, I have to explain the gimmick of this fight because it's simultaneously so good and so mean.
Yeah, please do.
Okay, so you see that wolf?
Mm-hmm.
You have to make sure that Red Riding Hood kills the wolf, or Red Riding Hood kills you. Simultaneously, the wolf is always targeting her, and if she dies, you instantly lose.
Interesting. I love the Red Riding Hood, Admiralty and Lobotomy Corps. Oh my goodness, they are so cool.
I will also mention the other thing that is very fun. If she starts getting angry, she starts using mass attacks that also hit you.
Nice.
She's using one right now, in fact.
So basically, you have to figure out how to not get killed by your ally in this fight. In my opinion, by the way, this is the hardest phase in Gerbera realization.
Yep, and it's the first one.
Love it.
If you get past this one, you're golden.
I like how all of our characters turn around to defend against Red Riding Hood and then go on their merry way.
I like to believe that Gerbera physically glares.
Gerbera's got a lot of bleed on her, so we're gonna let her rest for a turn. Red Riding Hood is capable, and she can take a little bit of damage. That's the thing, like, Red Riding Hood is destined to lose if we don't intervene, but she is capable. She's not, like, extremely weak.
Oh yeah. In my opinion, this fight is less about learning how to protect someone and more about learning when not to act and when to intercept. And that is a hard thing to learn, especially if you are someone who's like, we have to prevent her from clashing ever. You will lose this fight repeatedly if you do that. Possibly because you keep killing the wolf. Additionally, because there's so many mass attacks, you might think of like loading up with defense cards to do massive intercepts. But then you won't be able to stagger the wolf, which is what you really need to do.
Yep, it's getting nice and low. So I'm actually going to allow myself to get hit by her mass attack here, because she gains strength when she hits someone. I want her to hit.
Yeah, because she might just straight up kill the wolf right now, right?
Yep, and I don't want this to hit her. No, I do want Beast Hunt to hit her, but I don't want any of these other attacks to hit her. At this point, I'm not in a position where any of my people are going to die, so I do want to peel them off of her so that she has a perfect opportunity to get in and kill it. I'll even put a little more damage on to help out.
Prey. Don't forget the prey. This, by the way, is the most nerve-wracking part where you can't go all out or you'll kill the wolf.
Mm-hmm.
staring at this like, come on.
Yeah, she's probably going to stagger it soon. Yeah, she's going to stagger it. She has to win clashes to do so. She's slated to win these. We have a mass summation. I can't defend there. I can defend here. I'm going to additionally pull that one off of her and focus spirit. This should give her some damage for... Alright, so she's mad and she's going to mass attack.
As long as you haven't done the mass attack, he should die, right?
Yep. Red Riding Hood, please!
This is kind of hilarious, honestly.
Literally handing it on a silver platter.
I don't think you can clash with her, which...
Yeah, I just have to survive this and then I'm good. And we did it!
Ooh. Let's go.
It's annoying.
Gabura episode 2.
For episode 2.
So for reference, in the last one, she was telling Roland off, and he was like, who are you? What was your fixer rank if you're so high and mighty? And she's like, the Red Mist. And he's like, "Gah?"
And he's like, of course, ma'am. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Are you ready, Mega?
Yeah, I'm ready.
You there, ma'am? I've brought you a few books, ma'am.
Leave him there. I'll take a look in a bit.
I'm very sincerely sorry for my insolence earlier, Miss Red Mist, ma'am.
Cut the flattery. You and I are pretty much in the same shoes here.
Are you actually the Red Mist? I heard a lot of stories about her, but I never really got to meet her since we worked in completely different areas of the city.
Believe whatever you want. The whole red mist buzz is nothing but a hollow shell now.
I mean, not that I don't believe you or anything. It just feels unreal that a legendary fixer is standing here with me.
I died trying to protect my colleagues in my first life.
In that laboratory in the outskirts?
Yep. And as my second life, I was woken up in Lobotomy Corp. With a blurry memory of the past. Where was your zone of activity anyway?
East of the city.
I was on the western side. No wonder we never ran into each other.
I got a question about one of the legends of the Red Mist. Do you take questions, ma'am?
What is it?
The one about slaughtering 5 proxies of the Index alone.
Ah, the Index. Been a while since I heard one of those rancid titles of the back streets. Vexing memories. Yep, I did. I took down 5 proxies and 3 messengers of the Index, to be precise.
Damn, you really are awesome, ma'am. I didn't say anything about the messengers, just to make sure. And you got that right, too.
10 years have passed in the outside world since I disappeared, I heard. The city and the backstreets are still in the same as before, aren't they?
As in, dirt poor people killing and stealing from each other and living in constant fear that someone might assault them?
Damn. So it's no different.
Pretty much. The tools and methods may have changed from 10 years ago, but basically the same sort of things have been going on.
Laughable, isn't it? I went through all the heavy hassle hoping to change that, and it was to no avail.
But there's a new sandwich franchise called Hum Hum Pong Pong that's been expanding into each district of the backstreets lately, which has been a huge boost to the quality of life.
The venue we're planning to visit for a special sandwich before you got kidnapped here?
Yeah. I'm still salty over it.
Glad to hear that there's been some improvements at least. I hate the backstreets. As someone born in those slums, every single day of surviving through it was living hell.
What district were you from?
23.
Ugh. That's more than understandable.
Thinking about all these old memories is giving me heartburn. Maybe I should go fetch some liquor from Netshock. I'll sort out the books you brought myself, so you can go now.
Alright, you don't seem to be in the mood to talk anymore anyway.
Oh. And thanks for the books.
I'm just doing my job. And one more thing.
What now?
Can I, join you in borrowing some alcohol from Nets?
If you insist.
Ha!
I swear everyone's just getting drunk and on the job.
I mean, there was probably a lot of people also getting drunk back at Lobotomy Corp, let's be real.
Nah, they're getting high.
That's fair.
They have all of the drugs. Those abnormalities were even drugs.
That's fair.
Can we?
Oh my
go ahead.
goodness. Sorry, I just saw that Elephas is an angel now.
Yeah.
He's like, my skin is burning.
Fascinating.
Mega Elephas is 100% on the list of candidates to manifest ego.
Oh, yes, absolutely. I would argue he and Navali.
I would argue more likely to distort. Fair.
Oh, interesting. I feel like Navali would too.
I don't think Navali would distort.
No, sorry, not distort.
Manifest,
ego.
yeah, absolutely.
Despite being pretty selfish, I don't think Six could manifest ego.
I think she would be really pissed off when she realized other people are and she can't.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, I feel like if she manifests ego or distorts, it's because she saw someone else do it. It's like, I want to do that. Come on.
It's like, okay, Navali manifests ego, and Six is like, well, you know, that makes sense. And then Red Moon manifests ego, and she's like, who's this guy? And then Elephas starts to manifest ego, and she's like, what the fuck?
I feel like Reverence manifest ego is like, oh, come on.
Come on. She gets real mad. Don't need a stinking ego to beat up these monsters anyway. I can do it all on my own.
No, the real thing that caused her to snap is when Karuto manifests ego.
She's staring like, I created you! I made you! I shaped you into what you are, Karuto!
I thank you for that. Look at the power I've attained because of you.
Ah!
Salastra?
Is there anyone else who wants to manifest ego? Liren starts to appear on screen.
I feel like Permelia raises hand. It's okay. Rose would also definitely manifest an ego.
Yeah.
Anyway, do you want to do Tiff?
Let's do Tiff. The Night of Despair.
Oh.
Oh yeah, so have you figured out the theme with Tiff yet?
I'm starting to.
The first one was Queen of Hatred.
Yeah. Magical girls.
Yeah, so can you guess what the third one is?
Yeah, yes.
By the way, greed, pain in the ass.
Oh, greed was a pain in the ass in Lobotomy Court. I'm gonna see green and be like, yes, you.
This fight is really interesting in my opinion. You can't hurt the Knight of Sorrow. You have to essentially parry the swords and cause herself to impale herself.
Interesting. Okay, I'm very curious. I'm gonna look something.
Like so.
Oh.
Should I be worried what you're looking up?
I wanted to see if anybody did any cosplays of Knight of Despair.
Oh, I assume there's some good ones.
That is what I am.
Oh, you are going in dangerous territory, Mega.
Okay,
Yeah.
fine. I will stop looking.
You can look after next week.
Okay, sounds good.
You could look after TIFF realization for reason.
Yeah,
Okay.
I have to stop you, and I apologize, but I really need to. You will be upset if you keep looking.
Okay. I will save it for next week.
I'm sorry I'm so aggro. It's just I know what's waiting.
It's all good. I get it.
It's a really important spoiler.
She's so pretty.
Yeah,
She is very pretty.
it's something we've kept from you successfully.
Oh, interesting. Go, Ellie, go.
There's
No, I
one.
don't think you're going to lose this. I should probably go open up TIFF stuff. Episode 3, right?
Yep. 2. This will be the hard one.
Oh,
Ah!
Ah! Oh! Ah!
We get one more chance.
Yep, you got one more chance. You got this. I believe in you, so I can be an annoying child.
Ah, got me on the third one.
Memory serves, it's a range attack, right?
It is. I'm looking to see if I have any high single target. But I don't. I do have
Yeah,
a
'cause-
plan. It's a really dumb one. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
I lead with Overthrow to give Dong Quan more slash power, and then clash with my 0-cost 3 to 6 draw of the sword.
I believe. I believe.
That's pretty funny.
And remember when you do the realization to make sure you have a couple of people who have just a really solid single attack.
Yeah. It's that they're ranged that makes it doable, IMO.
Yeah. I feel like this was very intentionally designed. Or else you'd have to stack dodge and bleh.
fiance made me food.
Aww,
She made me steak.
she's the best.
And she came in and I was like, you are like literally the best wife. And she told me there's dessert. So I'm very excited.
So what I'm hearing is after all of these talks about waifus, you already have a great waifu.
I already have the best waifu, yeah.
Sorry, Gabura. Sorry, Bina. You didn't make a steak.
And yeah, exactly. It is delicious.
How do you like your steaks?
However, my wife likes to cook them.
So your answer is you don't know.
Yeah. I mean, normally I like to have a little pink in the middle. Because I like them juicy. But honestly, if she cooks it, I'm happy.
I mean, I do think that impaling is the most brutal one. All right, Puma, I believe.
Rose, you min-rolled.
Listen, you counted on me. That was your mistake.
There,
You're welcome.
you made up for it.
I simply like to be dramatic. It's not dramatic if I do it the first time.
I let you get the killing blow, Rose.
Because I'm the greatest.
Yeah, of course, that's why.
Now I should stop doing this voice because Rose and Tiff have very similar voices. This is a mistake.
If you were the greatest, you'd be on Keter like me.
I'm going to kill him. Hurry up, will ya?
Don't nag me now. This is the fastest I can go.
Even a snail would be faster than that. You.
All right, I'm done moving him. Sheesh, you've got a fiery temper.
I just wanna get done with what I can as quickly as possible.
If you're so confident, why don't you tell me about your progress on learning about the city's sciences?
I don't know! What's the point of singularities violate all known laws of physics anyway? I'm not even sure, and us librarians can be defined as living beings either.
It's true, singularities can be a huge obstacle to understanding the city. What do you mean by librarians being difficult to define, though? That part got me curious.
What do you think librarians are?
Beings that aren't humans, but kinda like humans?
All librarians can only exist within the library. And they're reincarnations of beings from the Lobotomy Corporation. patron librarians being the Cephro, and assistant librarians being employees. Yeah, that's what we called them.
I've heard similar explanations, yeah.
Former staff of the Laundry Corporation were given a new body. Basically, Angela did keep her promise, yet the Cephro and the employees weren't the only ones to come back. The abnormalities did too. But because most of the systems and structures of Laundry Corp broke down, and a lot of their energy was exhausted from the light and all the combat they had, they can't maintain a physical form. On the other hand, the librarians have had their flesh restored, but they can't, but they're psychologically unstable. So the librarians carry abnormalities with them when they fight guests. And we're no exception.
Oh, now I see. Still, it felt like we were just borrowing power from the abnormalities, not consumed by them. Although there have been a couple of moments where I felt as if I almost crossed some kind of line.
The so-called distortion occurs when you cross that line. And Angela's adjusting things from behind the scenes to make sure we don't.
Sounds like we're dancing on a stage or something.
It's just as you say. It feels strange to be the ones on the stage this time.
Could this be Angela's little vendetta against you guys?
Could be.
Great. Then could you tell her to leave me out of this?
Anyway, even if the assistant librarians and I were to face horrible deaths while receiving guests, we'd wake up with a reconstructed body once the library closes. But we still feel the fear and pain and death whenever we greet our guests. Do you know why?
Because we forget.
That's right. Librarians forget the fact they can revive while they're receiving guests. We have to face each other feeling the same kind of desperation and dread that the guests feel. We must prepare ourselves for death and agony every time we greet our guests. How's that? Do you still think the library's invitations are dirty?
Well, I guess that's fair enough, but strictly speaking, we do revive at the end, don't we? Not knowing about that when we die is one thing, but still. It's still kind of dirty in that sense, in my opinion. Besides, even if we're relieved of all pain when the library closes, the fact that we were hurt still stands. Don't you resent Angela for putting you on this stage and toying with you?
If she could make this more painful for us, she would have already. I think Angela's actually caring for us in her own way. Back in the Body Corporate, employees were quite literally expendables, like in all other corporations. But here, no librarian is left behind. At the very least, no one is left behind.
No one is left behind, huh? I gotta say, I admire your positive mindset, Tiff.
It is the wisdom that comes with age.
You know, sometimes when I fall asleep and then wake up in this library, I don't feel like waking up ever again. No, it's not just here. I've always been like that, since long before I came here. I just didn't want to wake up from my dreams.
But why?
Because I'd have to start yet another dreary day with nothing to look forward to.
You don't hold any expectations?
Nope. I already threw all expectation for anything down the drain. It's all gonna fall into ruin soon enough, me and this world I live in. I might be suffering from a severe case of that disease of the mind you guys were talking about after all.
I still believe we can become better.
Well, you're free to believe whatever you want. All right, let's go prepare ourselves for another dance, shall we?
Oh, like you'd ever let me do things before I have my realization.
Okay. Do we want to do another Gibura? Oh, we have to make Rumald on Tifereth.
I'll leave it up to Meg. She's eating a steak right now, isn't she?
I'm eating a delicious steak right now.
Would you want to do another TIFF?
I can do another TIFF. It's fine. I mean, the nice thing about TIFF is it's really just Rose voice sped up, so it's really easy for me to do. Honestly, my biggest regret is Angela's voice is one of my hardest voices.
Yeah, it's kind of hard for me to do a deeper voice that isn't my Navali voice. I just want to gravitate towards my Navali voice when I do a deeper voice.
So I've just to complain, and don't worry, I have plenty of time to complain because you have to do an abnormality. Hi, Greed. Fuck Greed. Puma knows why I say fuck Greed. So I'm very much enjoying this. No regrets. Very much enjoying being Angela. But because I'm doing so many different quick inflections with Angela, sometimes when I have to do it very quickly, my vocal cords are like, why the fuck did you do that? And scream in pain for a couple of seconds. But that's why tea and water exists.
Mm-hmm. Honestly, I want to make a London fog. I think I might go do that after the stream's over.
Enjoy. So do you want me to explain the gimmick of greed?
I'm sorry, I'm laughing about the picture that got posted on Discord. Yes, please.
So you remember in Bobby Corporation how greed just kind of walks forward and eats people?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the way they decided to mimic this is occasionally greed has a super attack. In order to prevent that super attack, just before it happens, you know who she is targeting, and you have to successfully clash and essentially get a card. If you don't get that card, her next attack is going to straight up kill someone.
Yep.
In her weakened state, this is one person. In her empowered state, this can be 3 people.
Yep. That sounds like greed.
Also, fail to break the things that give you the card that you need. Still fucked.
Yeah.
As you might imagine, I might be saying fuck greed. Puma might be saying fuck greed in the actual realization. I think greed is the reset point in this realization, pretty consistently.
Pretty consistently, yeah. At least it's not the road home. I have nightmares about the road home.
I will talk about the road home when we get to the road home. I will state for the record, I know a lot of people who struggle with road home. I actually don't find it that bad, but I understand why it's a problem.
I think we struggled at different points in the game. My experience with Netsock realization was actually I didn't mind Da Capo.
Yeah, I had 0 problems with the Chesed. 0 problems with Gabura beyond the first stage. I remember you had some problems with it. We both struggled on Bina, but I mean, it's Bina. If you don't struggle against Bina, you're lying. And Hokma's is interesting because I don't think it's hard. It's just so goddamn long.
Yeah, that one, in my opinion, that one is practically victory assured. The most out of all of them. It's not easy, but it's just so long.
It is more of a... If you have to restart it, you almost just want to take a break because it's so long.
Yeah, Mega, it takes like an hour.
An hour of constantly having to check and actually do things properly. To be clear, you can't just auto battle.
So this is her instant death attack. The
Oh.
Road of Gold. We have to play this Fragment of Bliss to clash with it. In this fight, it only staggers us.
Yeah, in this fight.
In this fight.
In this fight. The like the yellow, like the red, the green, like texture stuff that's like surrounding the screen. This reminds me of a painting. I don't remember which one. I believe, if I'm remembering correctly, it's a painting that they also had an elfin lead.
Lied. It's German.
Lied. Oh, elfin lied. Trying to remember the name of the painting.
Ah, 90s anime about people getting ripped to pieces.
Fitting. Ah, yes. What is this? The Kiss. Yes.
I love this realization.
Oh, it's a really good realization. Pain in the ass.
It is a pain in the ass.
I'm gonna post it just to show what I'm meaning.
I will state for the record, its final boss is interesting but very easy.
I was watching a stream, Skern, where someone didn't read and died.
Oh, that has to be heartbreaking.
Yeah, on that fight.
I mean, if you read it, it's unbelievably easy.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I wasn't thinking of this one. I was thinking of Hesed, which is even more tragic.
Oh, that's even more tragic.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, Hesed is the exact same thing, where its final fight is actually very easy if you read it.
Oh, oops.
You just wanted her to actually get to punch someone. She feels better. Look how greedy she is. What a greedy little monster.
She's so beautiful, though. I love the dress. And the curly hair, too.
You're probably going to win. I should probably bring up episode 4.
I hope so.
Get me close. Reed's rough. Anyway, to briefly re-explain the mechanic, because you have visual cues now, you have to destroy those things to get the cards in order to clash. And the people who have the golden aura over them are the ones who need to destroy them. You can see why this can become a problem.
I think it's only Rose.
Yeah, that's really weird. I feel entitled.
I'm gonna get 2 of them just in case.
She clearly loves me.
Oh, she needed 2 of them. Well, Rose, you're gonna die.
Oh, this is a problem. You're sacrificing me. You monster.
Yeah, I am doing that.
I am going to make sure the small child pays for this when I wake up later. Wait, I remember I'm going to wake up. This is the worst.
I'm so glad I got that stagger.
Punch that small greedy shot. So are we going to see some Tifzodia in this run?
Maybe.
To briefly explain to Mega, Tiff has the potential to be the best floor.
Oh, yeah?
If you get the right ego pages, you basically just say, this person can never die and kills everyone.
Goodbye. I actually think King of Greed is much easier in the realization despite having instant death.
I don't agree. But anyway, I have the page open.
Whoa. Here's your books, fresh out of the oven.
As one's mind is amplified, they undergo changes and gain new power, transforming. That's what they call the distortion phenomenon. It happens in a way that's almost identical to how abnormalities were made back in the Army Corps.
The distortion is the abnormalities?
Even though the process is similar, they have fundamentally different roots. Abnormalities weren't manifested out of the person's own will, most importantly. Abnormalities were created by someone else forcibly drawing out one's ego from the deep well of their mind. The distortion occurs when one's own volition. The distortion occurs of one's own volition. Sorry, repeating myself in order to make sure I got it correctly. Go ahead, Roland.
That means those monsters lie within everyone's hearts, huh? The world would be a mess in no time if people just started becoming distortions left and right.
That won't happen. A strong motivation is needed. Look at Philip of the Dawn Office, who became the Crying Children, for instance. It took an intense heightening of his emotions for him to turn. There seems to be some kind of condition to it, and what we did was the greatest variable that affected it.
A variable?
The light that Angela stole for herself. Had we managed to light up the world for 7 whole days, side effects like this wouldn't have happened. Probably.
I see.
Our plan was stopped halfway, and that was the problem. It looks like we ended up making things worse.
Is there any way to revert this?
Reclaim all of the light that was spared. Spread, it's not spared, not there. And then shine over the city once again for 7 days using the light we've gathered.
I don't think Angela is just going to sit and watch.
She asked us to wait until all the light was been retrieved. She needs it for her own plans, after all.
Oh yeah, you were one of the Sephira that accepted Angela's plea for more time. Why though? She's the one who sabotaged your plan, so why be nice to her?
You're right. I was frankly upset. But I wanted to believe. That we need to give Angela a chance.
You've got the patience of a saint.
To be honest, I'm still mad at her. And I still want to snap at her even now. But Enoch... This is what Enoch would have done. I'm sure of it. He would have told me to trust her just a little more.
Well, that's impressive. You're much stronger than me. I wouldn't have dreamed of making that choice if I were you. I just can't think in such long terms.
I'm sure you'll earn that insight when you meet someone who means as much to you. Let's hang on until then.
Someone who means a lot to me, huh? Thanks for the kind words, kid.
I am not a kid. Poor Tiff.
Oh, we can't do TIFF realization.
What are we missing?
I'll look it up.
Honestly, the more that, like, I get to know Tiff better, the more I'm like, yeah, Elephas belongs on this floor.
Yeah, we know. There's a reason we assigned. Is
Like,
it because we haven't done number 2 of Loot Association?
Yes, Leo Association. We have to do Leo Association. Section 1, we have to kill Chun.
Yeah, we haven't done part 2 of section 1. I mean, we could do that now. That's probably pretty easy.
Sure. Section 1 comes after this one. We must do this one first.
Yep, I'm looking through things and going, yep, nope, I understand. Still fighting section 2 right now, right?
Yeah, honestly, the thing that's coming up is a really long scene with a lot of characters. We might want to save this one.
Yeah, we should probably save this one. Maybe next week we essentially plow through.
Yeah, next week we could do that, and then I think TIFF realization.
Sure, that sounds good to me.
You'll get to say your favorite line in the whole game.
I don't know what you're talking about. Spoiler, I know what he's talking about.
Skirn turns to the camera. I knew what he was talking about. You know what? We've actually been at it for 3 hours and 10 minutes. What if we called it here and then just picked it up next week? Unless you wanted to do a Gabura scene, Mega.
I'm honestly pleasantly, like, I'm content.
That's fine.
Now, we've been streaming for a while. This is a perfectly good stopping point, and next week we know where we'll pick up, and I don't see any problems.
Well, we can stop here, and let's talk about plans after it, because I have some... Thanks for coming, stream!
Bye, stream!